Hello there everyone, my name is Clink and welcome to the final part of Dark Souls. So today is the day we're going to be wrapping up the game after a few delays if you're watching this as it's coming out. But I am going to show a few things before we finish up the game, the first of which being the double Sanctuary Guardian fight here in the DLC. So once you've beaten the Sanctuary Guardian, I think you can do this even before Artorias. You can fight two Sanctuary Guardians at the same time, and yeah, it's as much of a nightmare as it sounds, really. It's not an easy fight at all. Alright, we're gonna get this heal off, maybe? Yeah, there we go. Okay. They are just all over me, jeez. Yeah, so their AI is completely unchanged from before, which is why this is so tough, really. But they also have a lot less health to compensate, so... Oh, man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Where are my souls at? There they are. Okay, let's see if we can't... Gosh, the running R1 is probably my best bet here. But... Oh, gosh. I saw a text on my phone, and I got distracted. Can't be getting distracted in a fight like this. We're just gonna run off, see what we can do. We're gonna get stunned. Yeah, don't lock on. That's the big recommendation. I think this is the one that has less health. Yeah, so we've hit this guy a couple times. We're just gonna go for it. Finish him off. There we go. Yeah, so once you get one of them down, this is a lot easier, obviously. Sanctuary Guardian was already the easiest boss within Artorias of the Abyss. So if you can just, you know, take one out, you'll be fine. While he's sitting around. Uh-oh. Don't get hit by the... I forgot they had a kick. I completely forgot about that one, honestly. I was gonna say if I can do this with only 5 Estus, that would be kind of nice, but... yeah, whatever. No. Will you sit still, please? Okay. I shouldn't have let that hit me. Okay, come on, buddy. One more hit. Quit flying! Oh my gosh, they never fly this much. Just do a melee attack. Alright? Melee attack where I can hit you. Man, these guys are very tough to hit sometimes. So there we go. So yeah, that is the double Sanctuary Guardian fight. That was actually my second attempt at trying to record this. I used the first one as an audio test, and that's also cope in case I failed, which I did, but sorry. That's neither here or there. So that's the main thing that I wanted to show, but there is also one other thing I would like to point out at the very least, and that is that you can summon Sif during the Manus fight if you want to. I had completely forgotten about it, and I saw a comment that mentioned it. I believe it was I think the user was HM, so thanks for pointing that out. I kind of forgot about that. It's pretty much just to the left of when you spawn in, and you can have Sif be a good girl and help you fight Manus. But those are the only things that I really wanted to bring up. I think I got through everything in the base game that I really cared to, and that completely wraps up the DLC, I guess. So with that, we are good to go back to Firelink Shrine, and really to the Firelink Altar to fight Gwyn. So we'll talk to Frampt real quick. Sometimes you might have to wake him up, though.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well and wide awake. Do not treat me like an old withering snake. I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent?
Okay, well, I guess we'll just drop down. I thought he would take us down. Maybe I already did that and I forgot. It's been a while since I recorded the rest of the playthrough. My initial goal was to record this part around when like part 28 went up. But I just finished like the grind time for my final school assignments right before this. But once you're ready, go on ahead and offer the souls to the Lord Vessel, and we'll open up the final area. And there we go. All right, let's head on in. This is gonna be pretty crazy to do. Finally, here we are after a long journey, which this playthrough actually ended up being a lot longer than I thought it was. My character, I think, has 11 hours. Maybe it was closer to 12, and I'm pretty used to finishing this game in around 9. Even doing all the bosses, but I went out of my way to do more side quests and take a few things slowly. But yeah, welcome to the Kiln of the First Flame. You're gonna have a lot of Black Knights guarding this place. So I hope you are familiar with fighting them, whether that be parries or backstabs or anything. And I'm also just now realizing, I didn't rest at the Lord Vessel altar thing. So I'm just gonna hope I do this on the first try. However, I do want to point out that you will get 20 Estus when you rest at it, no matter what. You don't have to kindle it. So you can have 20 Estus for this final boss here. Actually, I am going to turn back. I will be back in a second because I'm going to become human and get the Estus. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back. I'm human, and I guess we got a Black Knight sword from him that time. So these Black Knights do respawn. They're the only Black Knights in the game that'll respawn. However, there's only 5 on the way up to Gwyn. You're gonna get 1 with each different weapon, and then there's gonna be 2 that wield the regular sword. So you'll have 1 with a great sword, halberd, and great axe to deal with. I'm just gonna take this guy out. So the reason I wanted to become human is because if you've actually saved Solaire and completed his questline, you can actually save him, or not save him, but summon him for this final boss. I am going to summon him mainly because I'm gonna probably dog on Gwyn anyway. Gwyn's not a super duper hard fight, especially compared to the DLC fights. In fact, we are going to be very, very over leveled for him. But I just want to have Solaire along for the ride since, you know, he's been such a good buddy this whole game. But, you know, we gotta take out these Black Knights first, like we've been doing for the whole game. Glad to see I am not super rusty. I was a little worried I would load this up and not be able to play it all. Just because it's been so long since I recorded the rest of the playthrough, but seems like it might go fine, although the real test is going to be on Gwyn, as Gwyn is the only boss within Dark Souls 1 that you're able to parry, so that's the reason I'm probably going to dog on him. I do usually parry for Gwyn. But if you want to summon Solaire, here is his summon sign, so we'll go ahead and do that as well. Yeah, there it is. That right there is the arena for the end of the game. The end of Dark Souls. Although really, you know, the real end of Dark Souls is going to be the DLC of Dark Souls 3, but that's going to take us quite a while to get to, which we'll talk about some of that kind of stuff during the credits of the game. But yeah, let's deal with the halberd one, or is this the great axe? This is the great axe, okay. Do the jump. Aw, usually he like jumps at me. I want him to jump, that's way cooler. I guess Solaire's just gonna throw a lightning spear at him. Alright, do the lame attacks, fine. Jeez. Make my performance at the end here not as cool. You guys just love ruining it. Could have also probably gone and oh, you're the one that does the jump, okay. I could have probably gotten another Firekeeper soul for a +6 Estus. I do believe it's impossible to get +7 just because you won't have any Firekeepers to reinforce the Estus flask at that point. But with that, we're at the end of Kiln of the First Flame, and then it's time for the final battle. So you can do this without parrying. If you want to make it as easy as possible, get a good parry shield, throw on Havel's armor, enjoy. But Gwyn is going to be a pretty straight duel with some of the best music in the game. He will always open with this jump attack. It is one of his easiest attacks to parry because once he gets up here, usually, so he'll either do his grab, he loves doing that, he'll then do this explosion. He also has, oh, there's the grab again. Okay, come on, do some sword swings. Usually the first hits of his sword combos are harder to parry, although I got a good one off there. But sometimes the second one is usually the easier one to parry off of. But we'll go ahead and get a little stagger on him. I want to finish him off with a parry though. He's not making that easy because he keeps targeting Solaire. Okay, Solaire's going to finish him off if I don't do anything, I feel like, so we'll just take him out. Yeah, not the hardest fight, but that's kind of the point. Gwyn is hollowed. He is a shell of his former self. He is waiting here to be killed, really, for us to come along and link the flame. You'll also get a sunlight medal if you use Solaire. Now, you have two choices here, depending on which ending you want to go for. If you go up to the fire and link it, you will do what you've been told to do for the entire game. However, if you met Kath if you defeated the 4 kings before placing the Lord Vessel, you can walk away and become the Lord of Darkness, ushering in the Age of Man. I am going to continue the Age of Fire in this game, as I think that will just be more fitting in the long run. Although ultimately, your choice does not matter. That's kind of the point of Dark Souls, really, is that it doesn't matter because eventually a new age will come along at some point. But I'm just going to link the fire because that's really the main ending. So here we go. And with that, we have become the human matchstick. And that is the end of Dark Souls. So yeah, 32 parts to reach the end of this one. I'm pretty happy with this Let's Play overall. To be honest, I appreciate everyone who's watched up to this point. I had a lot of fun doing this one. I will continue to do more of the Souls games, as Dark Souls 1 in particular is one of my top 5-ish games of all time. I love this game so much, and there's still more aspects of it I kind of wish I could have gone through, but I don't really want to do like 4 playthroughs of the game to make sure I show all the routes and stuff. And I also kind of want to show it from maybe a route, or I wanted to show it from more of a route that you would take on a first playthrough, even though this very much isn't mine. I probably made a lot of parts of this game look way easier than they are on a first playthrough. Well, I definitely did, but that's okay. I also wanted to show some strategies to get through the game that aren't super hard for anyone to do, but can still be quite effective. And it's just, it's been a fun playthrough. I don't know when I'm going to do Dark Souls 2, if you're watching this as it's going up. I'm hoping to do it by the end of the year, or at least start it, because Dark Souls 2 will be the next Souls game that I play. I'm planning to do the 3 Dark Souls games back to back, because Bloodborne came out between Dark Souls 2 and 3, but I think I'll save Bloodborne for after I do Dark Souls 3 at some point. Because it's like the ending goes of this game. Ultimately, your choice doesn't matter, like I said. At some point, someone else comes along and links the fire. And this is a cycle that just keeps repeating until we reach Dark Souls 3, which will ultimately be the end of the world of Dark Souls. As there's never going to be a Dark Souls 4 unless someone just drives a big enough dump truck of money up to Miyazaki's house like Nintendo did to get Duskbloods to be real. Or at least a Switch 2 exclusive, I guess. But yeah, that's this one. It's been fun. I will probably do some sort of challenge run for this game at some point in the future. I always come back to it over and over again. It feels like I play this game once every like 6 or 7 months, because I have a day where I'm like, yeah, I could do a quick run of Dark Souls. I'm just kind of feeling it. Although it'll probably be a little bit until I play this game again now, unless I do a soul level 1 run, which I probably will, considering that I'm going to do one on stream for Demon Souls in the not too distant future, and I would love to do one for this game too. But yeah, that is the remaster. Just play the remaster if you're going to play this game, by the way. Don't bother with the original console releases on 360 or PS3. Not that there's that many people that would be playing it that way in 2025 anyway, as you probably have a computer or a Switch that it's available on, or a PS5. And for the 5 of you that have an Xbox, I guess it's on there too. Okay, I didn't mean to throw shade at an Xbox in this, but it is on everything, and there's not really much reason to play the non-remastered version just because of how poorly it runs. But it is an interesting piece of history, even if I do kind of still like some of the graphics, and not graphics, but the art and textures of the original game a bit more sometimes. But yeah, that concludes Dark Souls. Thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see y'all in whatever's next, or if you're just watching some Dark Souls, I'll see you for Dark Souls 2 at some point in the future. Also, once you finish the game, you will be immediately thrust into New Game Plus, much like in Demon Souls. However, going forward, other than Bloodborne, this will be different. But with that, thank you very much for watching my Let's Play on Dark Souls 1, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.